Good morning. Hi. Are you guys ready to get back into the story of Joseph and what God is doing in his life? Well, I gotta be honest with you guys. I made a video. I hope you find it informative and interesting and launch you into discussion, but I just love the storytelling in the Bible. And this is ultimately what I'm trying to do with these videos, is to help you learn these stories. But ultimately, what I'd hope for you to do is to go to the stories themselves in the Bible. And if you can't read yet, you and your parents can read them together out loud. You can talk about them. These stories are important because it tells us about who God is. And honestly, it shows us a lot about ourselves too. So this story comes from Genesis chapter 42. And I personally think that the storytelling has much more suspense, much more character development, much more excitement than the video forthcoming. So if you want to view this video as a bit of a primer to the story, then that would be helpful. Let's do a real quick recap. That is hard to say. Real quick. Anyway. Joseph was one of 12 brothers. His brothers were jealous, so they decided to kill him. They threw him in a hole. You know the drill. He got bought as a slave. And then there was a weird thing with Potiphar's wife. Got thrown into prison. But he worked his way up and interpreted a guy's dream and ended up interpreting Pharaoh's dream. Wow. God gave Joseph a gift to be able to determine what dreams meant. So when he determined what Pharaoh's dream meant, he realized that Egypt was going to have 7 years of lots of food, and then after that, 7 years of not very much food at all. And that was going to affect the world. On this week of As Joseph's World Turns, Jacob, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Joseph. Genesis 42 paraphrase, here we come. We're running out of food. Sons, why do you keep looking at each other? Go to Egypt. There's grain there. So, leaving behind the youngest brother, Benjamin, the 10 other brothers, the sons of Jacob, set out for Egypt to buy what they desperately needed: food. Oh, I'm good. Oh. Joseph was actually helping the world through a very difficult time.
Yes, you over there. Move that over there. Yes, good. Yes, I want the irrigation ditches right running along there. Yep, you keep storing that grain. Yep, we don't want to charge too unfair of a price. A lot of people are hungry out there. All right, let's keep working, guys. Chop, chop.
You know, we are actually in a very difficult time right now. You guys have heard of this coronavirus, this pandemic that's going on. That's why I'm sitting here talking to a laptop, hoping that it feels a little bit like Sunday morning to you. That's why we're not going to the high school together to go hang out and laugh and play games and to worship together. We're doing it in each other's homes because of this thing. So Joseph is actually helping the world with his gifts and his talents and the things that God has allowed him to be able to do. He's helping the whole world. I mentioned last week that this is all part of God's plan from Genesis chapter 12, when he spoke to Abraham and he said that through him the world would be blessed. We're finding out that one of Abraham's great-grandchildren is in fact doing that. Not only is he helping Egypt, but he's helping a world in need, a hungry world. Yeah, that should do. That's pretty good marketing.
Gotta make my rounds at the storehouse. Let's see who's buying grain today. I'll try to help out.
Man, this is one long line, isn't it, brothers? Yeah, it's like the DCV. It's like the Department of Camel Vehicles. Goodness, we've got a line today. Wow. Folks, stay calm and orderly. You have come to the right place. Welcome to Egypt. God has been providing for us. So, what can we do for you? Grain, of course, coming right up. You tell your mother we said hello. So at this point, Joseph was hardly recognizable to his brothers. I know that doesn't seem very likely in the way that I'm portraying them, since I am the cast of this movie. Anyway, and I don't have Egyptian clothes in my house, but this guy looks Egyptian. They even gave him an Egyptian name, Zephinath Paneah. The last time they saw Joseph was when they ripped his coat off and threw him into a hole. Well, Zebulon, whoever's in charge clearly knows what they're doing. I mean, they're feeding the whole world. The whole world is in line behind us here. Give them a break. Hey, guys, it looks like we're next. Let's go.
Wait a minute. It can't be. Is that my brothers? State your business.
So needless to say, when they approached the man who was giving them food, who was Joseph, they didn't recognize him at all. Our business, sir? We just wanted to buy some grain. We came from the land of Canaan. Joseph was actually speaking through an interpreter. So he was speaking in another language. So maybe this is what it sounded like to his brothers. Wapi Cho. For those of you who know a little bit of Swahili, what I just repeated was Wapi Cho, or where is the toilet?
I don't buy that story. I think you're spies.
Whoa. Spies? No. We just want to buy some food.
Oh, really? I think you're spies.
No, sir. We are just your servants. We are all sons of the same man, one family. We are honest men. Don't you think that might rub Joseph the wrong way, as his brothers say they're honest men? Here they are claiming the moral high ground. They're claiming to be good people, but they threw him into a hole. Do you think Joseph might have a problem with that? What do you need to know, sir? We were 12 brothers. Our youngest is back in Canaan with our father, and we lost one.
You cannot leave until you confirm your story and bring your youngest brother. Guards, arrest them.
God is doing this because of what we did to Joseph. I told you guys. Guys are taking me away. Go feed father. I'll be okay. He was speaking through an interpreter. He didn't let them know that he was listening in really intently on some of the things that they were saying. They remember me. I'm so conflicted. You can tell he's struggling. And again, this says it better than I do, but let me just try to display some of the interior struggle.
I need a minute for my thoughts. I can't believe my brothers are here. How can I forgive them after what they did to me? It's too late to apologize. It's too late.
And so ultimately, Joseph decides to let them go, but he orchestrates something like a reunion.
I know you say you're not spies, but I'm not convinced. So I'm going to send you on your way with some food, trusting that you'll return to confirm your identity with your younger brother. If I don't see your whole family, you're all doomed.
Okay, he took Simeon. We lost another brother. But he let us go. We've got to do whatever he says. He said to go get our youngest brother. We got to go get Benjamin, guys. At least he gave us grain. But he also plays a bit of a trick. He puts a special, expensive cup inside their food. So he sets up a bit of a prank. This would make the brothers look like they were thieves, or they meant Pharaoh harm, or they meant Egypt harm. Joseph is arranging a surprise reunion. So do we sympathize with Joseph? He's being a little rough on his brothers. I guess we would all have a hard time forgiving, wouldn't we? Let's see how this actually goes. Does he actually harm his brothers, or does he actually get them to think about what they've done? So we'll watch as Joseph's brothers wrestle with this. My boys, you're back. Tell me you have the food. Hey, Dad, we've got some rough news about what happened in Egypt, but the good news is we do have grain. Wait a minute, what is that? Ah! Let me do a head count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where's Simeon? Uh-oh. Brothers, when we go back, we have to confess that this was a mistake. He's going to think we stole his cup. What has God done to us? Surely he's repaying us for what we did to Joseph. And we'll see what God does in Joseph's life and heart as he realizes next week what God has done through all of this. I hope you'll join me then. Again, I encourage you to read Genesis chapter 42. The storytelling is fantastic. Hebrew narrative is just rich. It's great storytelling. Kids, you love stories. I know because my kids love stories. They love stories. They love movies. A good story can tell us a lot. And this is one really, really good story. So I encourage you to read it. Yeah, families, why don't you guys take a little bit of time to read Genesis chapter 42 this morning? So may God's word encourage you this week. May we be a bit like Joseph, where when we see the world in need, we try to respond in any way that we can help. What can you do to help other people right now? Talk about it with your family. It would be a great opportunity for us to step in line with this tradition of God's people helping out the world in a time of need. I bet God will bless the world through you too.